Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series MTMT edition Perceptor with Ratbat and Ramhorn. You can see them there in front of the box. Go ahead and put it outside real quick and take a look at that box. And yes, it is the MTMT collection. Yeah, from to basically Target exclusives. You get the kind of interesting little, what kind of more or less red and kind of the red, black, and white artwork there. You got them right there, you know, Ratbat, Perceptor, and Ramhorn right there. You got 17 steps from Transformers and Transformers the Moving, Perceptor, Ratbat, Ramhorn, all that stuff. Hasbro. Right here you have their names again on top. Yeah, this side you have, hey, there's Perceptor. On this side, well, just kind of extensions of artwork and just the Autobot symbol right there. On the bottom you have what's included in some manufacturing details, and of course on the back you have some product shots, copyrights, warnings. Hey, look, a little screen cap of the movie. You know, the bit where, hey, look, there's Ramhorn. Look, I actually managed to get all three of them in one shot. That's actually pretty cool. Because, yeah, Ramhorn, there's Ramhorn jumping on Ratbat. And Perceptor tells Blaster to radio for reinforcements during the Battle of Autobot City. So, yep, that's the box. Not quite student standard box, but, you know, if you've been seeing the MTMT collection, MTMTE, Batumti collection at Walmart, or Target, you'll know what you're looking at. And, of course, it comes with instructions, which are very simple because, quite frankly, all three of these figures are very simple figures. So, again, Perceptor. And I'm going from how they're boxed. So Perceptor, Ramhorn, Ratbat. Yeah, that's how they're packaged right here. And a little bit annoying how they're packaged in different modes. But anyway, Perceptor here, getting, you know, here. Because, well, this is basically a slight update to the previous Studio Series Perceptor. You can see there, you guys, you know, he's got his little gray face. He's got a little bit of a frown, yellow crest. Got his telescope, microscope, shoulder cannon thing going on. Including the dial. Got a new chest, which is now opaque instead of translucent. You know, the red with the gray. The blue forearms, little dials on the forearms. Blue and gray, red, gray. You know, little treads back here on the feet. Hey, look, this is filled in now. That's a big thing. That's one big thing is, yeah, this is filled in. Well, you'll see in comparisons, you'll see some of the other changes. But yeah, that's one big change. Of course, right here you can see Ratbat. Well, it is pretty much, you know, it's almost a tape shape, I guess, with some mechanical detail. And hey, look, there's a folded up Ratbat on this side. It was chalk. And this is Ramhorn. Hey, look, it's pretty much kind of a brown, reddish brown right there. You got some little, you know, tape spools, picked on paint. You got some Autobot symbols, again, some deck detailing. And this side, hey, some kind of obvious, hey, this is not a tape type stuff. So yeah, that's how the package comes, of course, several accessories, including, hey, look, this thing, which is supposed to be for Ratbat, but hey, if you want, you can use this, you know, peg right here and use it as a gun Perceptor, which, double check this. I don't think it is because it's designed, but I'll double check for sure. Oop, that just spun around. Yeah, I don't think this is Blast Effect compatible. Doesn't feel like it. Not really, no. Nope, it's not Blast Effect compatible. I had to double check. Wasn't sure. Yeah. You have that gun. You can also have this, which, hey, look, this is clearly an accessory for Ramhorn, but, you know, this can also be used as a gun if you want. Like that. If you like. Or, of course, you can give Perceptor his regular blaster. It's just code. It's just red. Also goes in there. Very snug. Very snug. There's that. These accessories can't be used in these modes, so it's gonna be weird. So yeah, articulation stuff. You know, his head, ball joints. You got left and right. You got up and down. You got a little bit of waggle right there. You got full range right there at the shoulder, outward as well. Because again, ball joint. You do have bicep swivel right there. You do have an elbow joint, which is pretty much a little over 90 degrees. There's nothing at the wrist except for inward. You know, inward, which, you know, is not super useful, I guess. You got a waist swivel right there. You got this. Joint can go forward that far, the hip back that far, the hips outward that far, the hips. You do have a thigh swivel, knee bend goes pretty good. You do have this joint as well for transformation if you want to do some really weird stuff. And of course down here at the feet you do have ankle tilts and a little bit of downward motion at the toe. And up here again, which you have the this kind of here can go forward and go back like this. And of course you can just stow away on the backpack if you want, like that as well. You can stow it kind of in the back like so, if you want to. So yep, that's articulation. These two do not have any articulation whatsoever in these modes because they're just blocks. We'll get back to that in a little bit when we transform them all. But yeah, Perceptor here. Comparisons with the Perceptor real quick. Yeah, here's the previous 86 Perceptor. You can see a couple differences. Slightly different shades of red. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking that up, but slightly different shades of red, slightly different shades of blue. He's got a silver face. He's got a gray face. He's got the translucent window, which mine has that weird kind of not great, so great paint job on that. And also, again, on the back you can see, you know, this has a cover. This does not, and you can see, possibly tell. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but he's got a wider torso. You're getting in like that. You can see a little bit, you know, head to head. I'm not sure how well you can pick that up, but it's hard because the telescopes are in the way, or yeah, the microscopes are in the way. But he's got a slightly wider torso. We're talking about like maybe 1/4 of a centimeter wider. But yeah, it's let's see if we can get that out of the way a little bit. Yeah, it's yeah, the new one's torso is just slightly wider. So, you know, you can tell that, but yeah, just slightly wider. Also, yeah, you can see the translucent bits on this are gone entirely because there's no translucent bits on the telescope anymore. But yeah, so he's got a bit of slightly wider torso now. Particularly, you can see you can actually really tell right here. You can see how close these bits are to the sides versus this. You can see there's a bit more right there. So yeah, it's kind of interesting right there. Yeah, and of course here he is next to Studio Series 86 Optimus, just to give an idea there. Of course. So there's that. Because why not? Here's Blaster. Because well, they're not seen together. This is again. This is the. This was Kingdom Blaster, not the 86 re-release or whatever. So still has the translucent chest, which I'm totally cool with. Funny enough, yeah, it's apparently the rumors were the leaks leading up to this guy's release. Apparently at one point it was supposed to include the other one of these, the one that came with Steeljaw. That's not in this box set, so it looks like something changed. I guess budgets or something. Wouldn't surprise me if tariff nonsense interfered with it a bit or something. I don't know. Regardless, it's not included anymore. But yeah, leaving Blaster in here because yeah, here's Ramhorn, which yep, do the thing, and the tape Slayer, yep. Slots in just fine. So does Ratbat. Goes in just fine. Yeah, also, yeah, here's a Netflix Soundwave. Apparently we're getting a new Soundwave. New mold and everything. Probably good for the good thing, considering a lot of people either are stuck with the spaceship or have yellow in them. I think mine is actually starting to slightly yellow a little bit. It's not as bad egregious as some people's, but it's definitely the thing where it's like, I'm not sure, because I have to go look at the old footage. It looks like it was always this different colors between this gray and this gray. So I'm like, kind of going, But yeah, Ratbat here, of course. Well, it's supposed to fit. This is weird me out. There we go. I was going to say, it's weird me out. He usually fits. Barely fits, but he fits. Yeah, barely fits in there. But yeah, he fits in there. And yeah, compare other further comparisons. Because here's Ratbat with Ratbat. This is, I believe, the Siege Ratbat. A little more color on him, but yeah. Different, you can see the way different shades. I can now have like 4 of this mold. I'm not expecting to get 4 of this mold, but here we are with 4 of this mold. That. And, yeah. Here's Ramhorn with Steeljaw and, what's this? Yeah, this is Eject. Good idea. Yeah, I don't have Rewind because I didn't get Twin Twist or Twin Cast. Yeah, Twin Cast. So, yep, there you go. So, yeah, there's the whole box essentially. Yeah, Perceptor. Basically, 2 of these molds are re-releases, and there's the one that everyone actually wants, which it's Ramhorn. That's the one that everyone's here for. People at this point, most people have a Ratbat if they want one. There's a handful of people, stragglers, who didn't get one, but yeah, the thing is, like, if you didn't get Perceptor, there's that, which is, I guess, somewhat of improvement, but there's a little bit of a catch there. I'll get into that a little bit, because of transformation time, yay. So first of all, I'll get this gun out of his hand. For him, yep, once again, yep, come back here, open this panel up, rotate his head down, and close that back up. Hey, look, now it's hidden away for real this time. Take his hands and close them, rotate them into the forearms like that, like so. And break the forearms and bring them up like this, and then right here this blue pit, bring it down, kind of out like this, just kind of bring it down like this. And then right here, you want to take this shoulder bit, you want to take it on this and bring this up, and then bring this up right here, and this rotate, and it will come up, and This will tab into the side. That. Then you go ahead and bring this up, and there's little notches right here, which will go into little tabs right there. That. And of course right here at the legs, what you do is bring them out right here, rotate here, bring it forward, bring down the toe, bring it out, rotate here, bring it, rotate there, bring it down the toe. And of course then take this piece and bring that down. And then angle this down, and hey, congratulations, you got Perceptor in his microscope mode. And of course Ratbat here, once again, take these wings, fold them down, spread them out, bring the head down. On mine, this head is, the second hinge for the head is really stiff. Absurdly stiff, but yeah, bring it down on those double hinge right there. There we go, come on. There we go, bring it down the double hinge, and then bring these feet down. If you want to complete the look, what you do is back here is you bring this up right here, and you take this bit, rotate the red piece right here so it looks like this, and then just plug it in like that. Now he's got his backpack thing. So, and Ramhorn, well, with him, what you want to do is take this right here and bring out this leg. Bring out this leg. Bring out the legs where on the side with the colored spool bits first. Then bring out the rear legs right here, like so. And then push right here. Just push that forward so you can get the, you know, grab a grip on the rhino head and bring that around. Bring out the rhino horn. Fold these side bits down like this. And then take this bit. You want to go ahead and fold these out. Right here, you see this little notch? So yeah, there's a little notch right here. Right there at the things, and that just notches over this bit right here. Bring it up underneath from here, and then there's these tabs right here. We'll go in these slots right here, locking in place, and there you go. That's Ramhorn in his Rhino mode, and with that, you have them all three transformed. Yeah, it is, once again, it is Perceptor in a microphone, well, or not microphone, wow, microscope mode, and yeah. It's the same, pretty much largely the same as the previous release. Really not a whole lot going on here, although the way they have you do this now is kind of interesting because it feels like this is not quite right considering how low this sits compared to how low this sits and everything. I don't know, it's kind of weird because I think it's technically correct, but it's kind of weird. But yeah, of course you got this, you know, rotate like that. You can guess, yeah, this doesn't twiddle. You can't, you know, to rotate these, you can't look through it anymore. But it sure is a microscope looking thing. You can put stuff on it, I guess, to examine. Yay! This feels just unstable because yeah, this is how they tell you to do it, but it just feels a little unstable to do it like this. If I remember correctly, I did the old one, the other one like this, and it kind of made this sit lower, which felt a lot more stable. But I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, see, doing it like that feels a lot more stable, but that's what they tell you to do. But yeah, so there's that. It's a microscope. It's the same as before, and if you want, you can take the gun and you know, peg it onto like this or something. Although again, the peg on this gun is so, it feels like it's a little oversized, so everything's just really tight on everything. Yeah, that's pretty much the microscope. Ratbat here. Hey, look, it turns into a bat thing. He's got his backpack now, and of course, like before, you go. There's a couple hinges right here, so you know you can adjust how which he looks up and down a little bit. Although it's very difficult to get back in position. His feet can kick up, I guess, and his wings can do that and that. And there you go for that. These don't really do much of anything. You can spin around, I guess, but yeah, they really don't do much anything except I guess make him a little more stable because now he can actually stand without doing that all the time. Ramhorn, you got, well, up and down at the head. You got a little bit forward and back at each leg. And that's it. There's really not much else. I guess, yeah. Really not much. It's really not much else. Once you have these on in place, that locks this all together. I mean, you can just not have those, but then you lose the tail and everything. And, well, you can do that, I guess, but that just looks weird. And it's also empty. So, yeah, I recommend not doing that. I recommend just leaving those plugged in. It looks a little bit better. But yeah, it's just, there's really not a whole lot going on here once you got them transformed. I mean, tape guys always been always real basic. But yeah, once again, this Perceptor doesn't have much going on. And yeah. Here's that stuff. And again, some comparison stuff. Here's the previous Perceptor release, which, yeah, also had that thing with that 3-point, like, thing. I'm just going to transform the same because it feels, yeah, it just feels more stable when you have it like this. It even clicks into place, which makes you feel like it's supposed to. Again, you can see, yeah, you can see this is a bit, you know, wider at the chest right here. Again, no translucent right here, so that's a bit different. The trays themselves are roughly the same size, and yeah, you can see, because of how it sits, you can kind of see, yeah, how much that, oh, I don't know. Yeah, you can see the legs are sit a little bit wider on this thing, but yeah. The biggest benefit here is just simply, yeah, then there's now a covering for the head, which is nice. The other thing is, yeah, I have to mention this. Weirdly enough, this guy, remember, if you remember, this thing can turn into a tank. Which was, how was it? It was, yeah. Yeah, remember, this guy can turn into a tank. This one can't. And the reason for that is because of the wider torso. Weirdly enough, the tooling is still there. You can see there is a notch there and there's a tab there, but the problem is it's a little too wide now, so it doesn't really tab in anymore. I mean, kind of does, but yeah, the problem is you can see it's just kind of sitting at a weird angle now. So I guess you can kind of force the tank mode, but yeah, it doesn't look very good. And yeah, you can see you can kind of force it, but yeah, then you can see also the unfortunate thing of just simply it doesn't sit properly anymore. So yay, that's not a tank that's going to go anywhere very easily. So there's that. There's Ratbat with previous Ratbat. Again, you can see, you know, paint differences. And again, back jetpack thing. You got the jetpack thing now, so rather than just kind of a little swatch of paint to imply it. There's that. And here's Ramhorn with Steel Jaw and Eject. Yep. And of course, Blaster. That's in alt mode because I don't know. Yeah, no, I almost forgot. Here's Ratbat with Soundwave, I guess. So yeah. Not gonna bother with Optimus in this mode because Optimus is a truck and it's weird looking. So yeah, that's the three of them. It's a weird thing because, like, for a lot of people, a good chunk, you know, most of this pack is gonna be stuff I already bought this category, you know. Most of this pack is gonna be in this category. I already bought this. You're expecting me to buy it again just to get this one guy who's not available yet. And it's like, well, apparently yes. And a lot of us, like me, are gonna be stupid enough to fall for it. The Perceptor is a little modified. The Ratbat now has a new accessory. Yeah, again, Perceptor is a bit modified to be, I guess, a little bit more screen accurate because apparently the designer wasn't quite happy with the original and he wanted a second pass at it, and he got a second pass, for better or for worse. But yeah, it's just like a lot of people are just buying this from Ramhorn. A lot of people, and then apparently the leaks, some of the leaks indicated that there's going to be a second, like, you know, one of these with this pack, and it just turned out not to be the case. So we're still missing one, I guess. Perceptor's, I guess, in a way, his robot mode is a bit improved. There's no real major changes to his microscope mode, and of course, unfortunately, the tank mode is now pretty deleted because of the changes to the torso. It's nice to have the little, you know, back panel there for the you know, for the transformation, but yeah, it's just kind of like it's a minor upgrade that, you know, most people are going to be willing to pass on because this mold apparently is not really able to like, I guess. It's fine. It's also very simple. And yeah, the other people are going to be mad because they're here for Ramhorn only. Yeah, good luck getting someone who wants to buy the pack for just Ratbat and Perceptor and is willing to sell their Ramhorn. So yeah, a lot of people are kind of irritated at this thing. I don't blame them. It's a little irritating. Basically, if you want Ramhorn, you have to buy two toys you probably already have. And on top of, yeah, so basically for a lot of people, they see it as I'm paying $35 for Ramhorn. Which, yeah, it sucks. And on top of that, those who buy this and go ahead and keep the Perceptor, now there's going to be a glut of the old Perceptor hitting the market, and that's going to be a pain in the butt, because how many people are going to want to buy the old Perceptor now that, you know, the new one's here? Except for maybe someone who's just willing to, you know, wait for a really cheap one. They don't mind if it's got a translucent chest. Yeah, it's just kind of a weird thing in general. It's just really frustrating because, you know, Ramhorn is the one that everyone wants, and it's kind of stuck with this multi-pack that, again, most of the multi-pack is stuff people already have. With Ratbat, it's been at this point multiple people, you know, it's been multiple chances to get a Ratbat of some sort. And Perceptor was really easy to get too, so it's just a weird, an annoying collection. So I don't know if I can recommend it or not, just because, like, unless don't be stupid like me and buy it because, well, it's got Ramhorn in it. Unless you don't already have at least Perceptor. If you don't have the other Perceptor, sure, pick it up. If you do have the Perceptor, you might want to consider waiting for this to go on like super deep clearance, or not buying it at all and just going without Ramhorn. It's very unlikely Ramhorn is going to be easy to get Ramhorn by himself anytime soon. Ratbat is another one. I think some people missed out on the Siege version, but I think he came with, I think Ratbat came with that leader class sound wave that just released too. So there's that as well. That leader class sound wave that just came out with, you know, a bunch of extra tapes, including Buzzsaw. I believe. I think. I'm not 100% certain on that though. Might have been someone else. But yeah, regardless, it's like, this is a hard bargain, and, you know, it's hard to justify buying this if you already have Ratbat and Perceptor. If you don't have Perceptor, it's a little easier to justify because Ratbat's kind of a whatever figure anyway. So, on top of that, Ramhorn's not even that great of a figure. He's a tape guy. He's just there pretty much to be an accessory to Blaster. So, you know, it's that whole thing. So, are you willing to spend $35 just to get an accessory for Blaster? That's the big question. So, yeah, again, I can't recommend this unless you get a super deep discount or you don't already have Perceptor. That's pretty much it. Ratbat fine too if you also don't have Ratbat, but yeah, if you have Perceptor but you don't have Ratbat and Ramhorn, it's still kind of difficult to get, you know, to justify. So it's that sort of thing. So yeah, basically it comes down to either wait for it to go cheap, and you hope it goes cheap because some people people like me are going to be buying it anyway, probably for Ramhorn or reviewing. And then there's also on top of that is the thing like, or if you the other option is you don't already have at least Perceptor. So yeah, that's my rambling thoughts. It's kind of hard to justify unless you don't already have Perceptor, essentially. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.